Hello everyone and welcome to another WedNESday, and today we are taking a look at Skate or Die. Now originally this was released in 1987 by Electronic Arts for computer systems such as the Spectrum and the Commodore 64. But a year later, in 1988, Konami would step in and develop a port with Ultra games for the Nintendo, which is the version we're going to take a look at right now. So this is a action game, sort of the sports simulation variety, and I'm not very good at it, but I do want to try to give you guys a good impression of the game. So let's hit start. And we're going to go to sort of, I guess the main menu is a good way to describe it. So you might see that little skate or die flashing icon there in the center of our, well, it's not our character, but that character's shoulder. That's sort of the, what's the word I'm looking for? That's sort of the pointer. We're going to move it around. So this character here, so what are you staring at? Don't you like my do? I believe this is Rodney Recluse. He sort of runs the skate shop here, and we'll go to him to sort of practice different games and sign ourselves up for a competition. Now, we can't compete. Getting serious? So go and compete. Well, we can't compete unless we sign in. So let's go sign in. The thing though is, this is more of a multiplayer game. I get the feeling it was more like a party game, get together with like 8 of your buddies and play against each other, more so than a single player game. But what we can do is practice, and we can take a look at the different modes of play. But let's look around Rodney's shop a little more. I only keep the best high scores. So there are the high scores for some of the games. I have no high scores, and I'm pretty sure the scores reset each time you turn off the game. Semper Fi or Die. So Rodney here was in the Marines. Watch out for the corners in the pool joust. Yeah, we're going to take a look at that game probably first. Use this bopper in the pool joust. Someday you might be on a poster. Okay, I believe that's everything we can take a look at in the shop, so let's go practice. Quit your yakking and go practice. So now we're out on the streets, and we can sort of skate around a little bit. If we hit forward, we go forward. If we hit left or right, we start to turn in those directions. I guess sort of relative to the player. So we could compete in everything, but we're going to go to Joust first, because I don't really care for Joust. So we have our choice of 3 people to play against. First one is Poser Pete. Hey dude, give me a break. I'm just learning how to joust. Then we have Aggro Eddie, who's a guy after my own name. No prob. I know my way around a pool. Do you? Better know your stuff before you take on me. And Lester, who just says skate or die. So I think either in the manual or somewhere else it mentions that Lester is Rodney's kid. So we're going to start with Poser Pete. And I'm still going to have a hard time. So, all this game's mini-games have different controls, so you kind of have to get used to them. And the best way to do that is to have the instruction manual in front of you so you can see what the controls are. Well, we happen to have the instruction manual here, and I'm just going to see if I can pop it up on screen. There we go. And it's actually got some pretty nice artwork in it. So we can see pictures of Pete, Eddie, and Lester, and on the left, which might be a little hard for you guys to read, but we can go into the joust. So what we're going to want to do is to move up and down. So we are on the right. No, we're on the left. And we got the paddle first, and we want to try to knock the guy off. So we start the joust by hitting A, and try to go back and forth and hit A to knock him off. So you can see practice, I have 1 point, Pete has 0. So now Pete's got it, and I can move up and down and choose where I want to take off. And then I'll hit A and take off. Now I can still kind of move up and down to avoid Pete. And as you can see, there's a counter up there. Yep, Pete got me. If Pete can get me within 5, I guess, rotations on the pool, then he'll score a point. But if I can avoid him for all those 5... Nope. See, he's about to... Now he's got control of the paddle. So I gotta try to avoid him. If I can avoid him for 5 turns, I'll get the paddle back. Nope. So it's best of 3. Actually, it's best 2-3. So if Pete gets me this time, he'll win. But I'm gonna try to avoid him. Nope, he got me. So Pete wins. And that's gonna be it. Oh, that was terrible. I left the instructions on there that whole time, so you guys couldn't really see it, could you? Alright, so Pete's won. No, we will not practice again. Alright, so let's go to the race. Now we're skating downhill. So here we got some choices. So I'm going to pull up the instructions so you guys can take a look at it. But hopefully I'll have enough sense to remember to close it. So here we want to try to race downhill as fast as we can. And we're going to get the options to play either with regular foot or goofy foot. And if you look over there on the instructions, they tell you the difference between the two. With regular foot, if you press up on the directional pad, you slow down. But if you're goofy foot, you speed up. And if you press down, you speed up if you're regular foot, or slow down if you're goofy foot. I prefer goofy foot. It feels a little more natural for me. And we'll also have the chance to jump by pressing up and A, or duck by pressing down and A. And if we press left or right while pressing the A button, we'll turn a little faster. Now this one I'm a bit better at, but I'm still not great. Let's pick Goofy Foot and begin. Alright. So right there, that would have been our first chance to get a jump, and I crashed. There would have been some more chances for jumps. Now, I think we can duck through there. We should be able to duck through there. Oof. I'm hitting everything. You see, you're going to need the practice. Well, I need the practice. You guys might do better. And we did it. Took us about 37 seconds. Practice again? No. Now we're going to go to the jam. Skate into the jam. Now the jam is also kind of a race, but it's, I guess we'll call it sort of a combat race. Let's take a look at the instructions real quick. So the idea of the jam is we're going to race down a alley and try to beat the other guy there. And we can again choose regular foot or goofy foot, and it works just like it did in the race. But what we can do here is punch and kick. So if we press the control pad in the direction the skater is facing and press A, we'll punch. But if we press it in the opposite direction, we'll do a kick. And he can kick high, medium, or low, depending on whether we press the control stick up or left or right. I actually don't really kick all that often while I go through this, or punch. I seem to be able just to get through the race just fine. But you do want to be careful because there are going to be obstacles in our way. So we're going to be the skater on the left. Going to avoid things like the water and the walls. Lester just slammed right into that. But what we really want to be careful of is fences. Fences are what give me a hard time. And you see, they're going to give him a hard time too. They just shredded him. But he catches up with us. Oh, they're about to shred me. Okay, he's right on our heels. And the game kind of pulls them along if they get too far behind. Alright, so that was it. No, we're not going to practice. We're going to go to the high jump now. High jump is another one I have a hard time with. And I'm not entirely sure why. But let's take a look at the high jump rules real quick. Alright. The highest scores are awarded the highest jumps. And to reach the victory, we have to enter the U zone by pressing the A button. And we're going to increase our speed by pressing the control pad together with the B button. And the faster you press, the faster you go. Now that I have a little trouble with and I still haven't quite figured out. Do we want to press the control pad in the direction we're moving? Do we want to press it in the opposite? Does it matter? Do I want to press it like rapidly, like I press the B button, or do I just hold it down? Haven't figured that out. Also haven't gotten very good at the liftoff. So we've got a couple of chances to get as high as we can. Let's see how we can do. I'll turn off the instructions. We're going to hit A to start. And I'm going to hit B. So, come on. No, now we're starting to slow down. Yeah, we're really slowing down. I don't like this. Okay, we're starting to get a little faster. Come on, and not that great. Oof. Okay, I tried to do a trick, but I got splatted. Alright, let's give it another shot. So I'm actually having a little more luck with the rapid fire function. So I'm holding down the rapid fire. I'm moving left and right depending on which way we're going. And that's it. The best we did was 2 feet. Not great. Alright, and the last one is the freestyle. So let's go over there and have some fun with that one. If I can get over there. Alright, so this is more like your traditional... I guess calling it traditional is a little funny, but if you've played other skating games, this is probably something you're a little more familiar with. So we're going to compete in freestyle. The controls are sort of similar to the high jump we just did. Let me turn the instructions on. Alright. So we're going to start by pressing the A button. And as we near the zone, we're going to press the A button to build up speed. So already that's something different. Instead of using the B button, we're using the A button. And we're going to want to do tricks. And the tricks we can do are going to depend on how many times we press the A button while we're in the pump zone, which is sort of the walls on the left and right, if I'm reading this right. And whether we're hitting forwards or backwards relative to the skater. So, let us turn off the instructions and let us jump back into the game. So we can pick where we want to take off, then we take off. Alright, 100 points for that. Not bad. Oh, didn't make that one. Busted our knees. Alright, let's try again. Build up some speed. Build up some speed. Oh, nope. I guess I'm doing that too many times. There we go. Okay, we're doing it. Oh, nope, I never get those turns. So that's 10 passes, I think that's it. So there we go. Nope, we are done. So that is Skate or Die. for the Nintendo Entertainment System. So, I don't really enjoy this one too much. That probably has to do a lot with me being bad at it, and it really being more of a party game. But you can kind of see where the DNA of future skating games was starting to develop. And I actually do quite a bit like those Tony Hawk games. It's a shame that they kind of fell out of favor. But that was Skate or Die. But we're not done with our skating yet, because believe it or not, this game's got a sequel.